I think it is time to call a crisis meeting. As Manchester
So you're serious now?
Yes.
Are you serious?
It is time to call a crisis
meeting.
A crisis meeting, because this is crisis.
They say after the storm is the calm, but it's not looking calm in Manchester at this point in time. And come on, like I said yesterday, I gave you an update about the game between MK Dons and Manchester United in 2014. And that was under Louis van Gaal the last time they played round 2 of the Carabao Cup. And at this point in time, it's the same story we are getting this wonderful morning. That Manchester United have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup round 2 against a 4th division side, Greenspeed Town. And trust me, it's not looking too good for Ruben Amorim and his boys at this point in time. Now, this morning, that's going to be under discussion extensively right here on Dominion Sport. Once again, and let me welcome you to another exciting edition of Dominion Sport right here on Dominion Television, where we give you all things sport. I am Abe Paul Toluwanimi. This morning with me is the man that says unbiased analysis is what he can give to you on the show. I have Samson Balogun with me this wonderful morning. Also, we're going to be joined by 2 expert analysts on the show this morning. Also, Olushola Victor and Christina will be joining us this morning on the show via Zoom. So it's going to be an extensive talk, Manchester United on the way forward. Samson, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you, Toluwanimi. It's really nice to be here again to talk sports, even though we'll talk about things that really will not go down well with Manchester United. But unfortunately, that's what we have on the table. Yeah. And we'll look at it holistically and see where exactly the problems are coming from. Right. And, way forward for Manchester United. So, well, it was really, a disheartening moment. Yeah. It was sardonic. It was just a whole lot of things for Manchester United fans yesterday, judging by the fact that, we said it was most likely going to end up that way, and it did. At this point, Man United is not, I don't think they are ready. And there's too much gap between, the management, the coaching crew, the players, and even the fans. I mean, there's a lot going on, and I know that I will dissect it before the end of the show, yeah.
All right. Alrighty, we're going to dissect it at this point in time because that's the talking point this wonderful morning. And it's going to be on Manchester United, and questions have been asked. Is it Ruben Amorim's fault? Is it the players are not playing to standard? You said yesterday about Cristiano Ronaldo speaking about, how Manchester United has fallen off the park, when it comes to the facility, and this season there's a change in facility already. A rebuilding, reconstruction, wonderful facility at this point in time. But let me confirm: do we have Olushola Victor and Christina on the Zoom already? Are they active on the Zoom at this point in time? So let me just confirm that so that we can have the conversations together. All right, Samson, for you, Manchester United. Let's not take anything away from the 4th division side. If you look at their stats, honestly speaking, the last 6 games they are unbeaten in the last 6 games. Actually, also you look at how far they have gone with set piece that displayed, in their season right there, and you wonder Manchester United. Look at the calibers of player. They signed, this season almost 200 million plus. Signing, Benjamin Sesko, Matthews Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, players who have done fantastic, on the club side before joining Manchester United. I asked the question, who is at fault? Is it Ruben Amorim or the players not playing to the standard of Manchester United?
The truth of the matter is, when you look at, Manchester United's recruitment this season, you would expect, the team to actually, hit the ground running, judging by the fact that they signed players with Premier League experience. You mentioned Brian Mbeumo, you mentioned Cunha, and also Sesko, yes, is just coming into the EPL. So he might likely not have the Premier League experience, but then there are 2 major players that have been in the EPL before now, and they know exactly what it means to play in the EPL, and of course play for Manchester United. So you would expect that, they would walk into the team and then hit the ground. But it's not looking like that at this time. And so many people would want to pin the blame on, Coach Ruben Amorim. I want to say it's not because he doesn't know what he's doing, because what he did at Sporting is no fluke. He achieved it because he knows exactly what it means to be a football coach. And at this time, if he cannot replicate that as Manchester United, then it's a problem. That means
it's a problem for who? Because you know, now
a bulk of this problem,
yes,
lies on the table of the fans, because they bear the brunt of what is happening, because they don't enjoy paying to see Manchester United play.
Suffer this much,
So it's a problem for the football fans. But then, you know, a certain percentage of the blame goes to the management. And then the question is, what exactly are you doing? I mean, people will question their recruitment strategy, saying, "Oh, do you have a recruitment strategy that works for the team?" People ask questions about what exactly is the plan for the team. You know, when you are coming on board, aside from one of the plans for the team includes your recruitment strategy. Oh, we want to get this kind of player that suits how we play. I think I mentioned something a few days ago, that Manchester United is a traditional team that plays on the wing. And going down history lane, you would mention about 4, 5, 6, top class wingers that passed through Manchester United. So David Beckham was once a Manchester United player, played on the wing. They had Cristiano Ronaldo, they had Luis Nani, at the point Ashley Young was there. These are players that understood what it means to get the ball from the wing down to the penalty box. And of course, that will be in swinging crosses. But at this time, if you look at that Manchester United team, do they still have that as their tradition? So that means they are one way or the other erasing, what we call the Manchester United tradition.
Okay, so hold on now. You can talk about tradition. That is tradition of the club. Now, a coach is coming with a different system, saying this has worked for me. In recent times with Sporting, you look at what he has achieved with the club right there, and not that this formation is a new formation to teams. Actually, you see Nottingham Forest use this formation, you see other teams use this formation, and they're successful with this formation. I can understand the tradition of playing on the wing, this or that. At the end of the day, when you look at it, you look at the system is not favoring Manchester United at this point in time, because you don't have such wingers that you mentioned, Cristiano Ronaldo, Nani. Such players again are, doing fantastic. In these days, you look at wingers, you wonder, is this actually a winger? You can't take on 2, 3 defenders. The next thing you do, once you get to the byline line, you go back again to pass. So, come on, so that tradition is not even working again. But my question now is that, is the problem now the formation that's not working with Manchester United, or the players cannot just work with the rhythm of the coach at this point in time? Because there's so many questions that are going to I'm also going to ask you if Ruben Amorim should be sacked or should he just resign. But before that, the question I just asked.
Yeah, I think some of the points you failed to add is the fact that there are so many things affecting Manchester United, and that includes lack of cohesion and direction of the team. You see how they play, you don't really think they really know what they want for themselves on the field of play. So I don't see them playing as a team. So where oftentimes you see flashes of brilliance from certain players. Last season it was Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. The beginning of this season, you have seen Konya, being the focal point of everything that happens on the field of play. Sometimes Mason Mount has been, has shown a little bit of brilliance. Brandon Mbeumo was sharp on the wing. Even Adama was also, very good on the wings. So these are players doing their thing individually, not as a team. Because if you are doing it as a team, Manchester United will not be shy in front of goal at this time. I mean, they will be converting chances. It's not like they are not creating chances, but are they converting enough chances? Also, there are off-pitch factors too that involves ownership and restructuring. These things too, whether you like it or not, it trickles down to the team, trickles down to the players too. Because when the team is not stable at the top, it becomes a problem for the players, on the field of play. And, when you look at some players that are going to be mainstay in that team, key players that are underperforming. That is when you talk about players like Garnacho, that at this point is about to be shipped out of the team. You talk about Manuel Ugarte, you can't really say if he's doing enough. You have a player like Casemiro still in that team. You can't really say what exactly he's still doing in the team. And so many other players. A defender like Diogo Dalot, for example, oftentimes people have questioned the fact that he's not giving his best in the team. But it's beyond just one person. Football is a team game. And if just a handful of players are doing the right thing, what will happen to the team when the other players are not doing what they are meant to do? Take, for example, no matter how many goals you score, if you continue to leak goals, it becomes a problem. Because you are never going to win a game when you leak as much as you concede, as much as you score. So now, Onana, people ask questions about Onana.
Yeah, come on.
You know, in the beginning of the season, why is Onana not in the starting 11?
Yeah.
And Onana showed you yesterday why he's not in the starting 11. I mean, why would you leave the ball and catch someone else's head? I mean, it can be annoying sometimes.
Actually.
But that for me, that's not the hallmark of a professional goalkeeper.
Yeah.
In such situation, a goalkeeper like Peter Cech will rather punch with one hand, get the ball out of the box first before thinking of shining. But then he wants to, you know, do the professional, let me just catch the ball, and then I lie down.
And I set again for the players.
Come beyond that.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, it saddens me sometimes when we talk about the archaic idea of playing football, and I still find some African players being at the center of the storm. And Onana is one of them. I mean, you saw what Benjamin Mendy did when he was at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Fantastic goalkeeper. Rarely makes mistakes, and when he does make mistakes, he makes up for it by, you know, making, you know, fantastic saves in the game. What I'm saying is, if he makes a mistake, I mean, I'm talking about Mendy.
Yeah.
You would see one mistake will be replaced by about 4, 5, 6 top-class saves in that game. But how many saves does Onana have in a game that will still concede, you know, such kind of ridiculous goals? So he's going to the bench. That's what the coach will decide. Oh, I've shown you why he doesn't have to be in my first team.
Yeah.
But then will Bayern be the perfect replacement?
Again.
That's another question. So that's why I talked about transfer strategy. Are you recruiting the players you truly need, or you are buying because his also team is trying to buy a certain player, so let's hijack
this deal from that person, or maybe because the player, maybe because the player scored maybe 13, 19 goals in the season. Is that the player you need for yourself, or they can suit that system?
You look at your team. You look at your team. We play this kind of
formation. Yes.
If this player comes in, will he play?
Can he
Arsenal went for Eberechi.
Yeah.
They know that at this point they need Eberechi, and because he's a kind of player that plays on the ground. Arsenal plays on the ground. He's the kind of player that loves to assist, create chances. Arsenal needs players that will create chances for their newly gotten, forwards. So these are the things you should look at. I'm not glorifying Arsenal's recruitment strategy. I'm just saying that when you are recruiting as a team, you know what you want. Look at Chelsea, for example. Last season, they had a striker who wasn't doing too fine, and they felt like, there was a striker that did well at Ipswich. Let's get him. Let's get Joao Pedro. There are two different strikers. Joao Pedro is more of a silky kind of forward, can play anywhere on the front line, and of course, Leon Delap is a kind of out and out number 9. So there are two different things. So if the coach wants to play a team and realizes the fact that the way they set up their back line, I think I would need to play an out number 9. Then Liam Delap will fit in. And if I need to play a player that can be silky, can dodge defenders, play on the wing, and then by the time he returns, they totally forgot about it and he's going to get the goal. Then you put a Joao Pedro there. That is how you recruit as a team. Once again, I'm not justifying Chelsea's recruitment. I'm just saying that when you have to be careful about recruitment. Now, Manchester United have, for the last 3 or 4 years, you realize the fact that the kind of players they have been buying or promoting into the team, eventually they get shipped out. Now, Holland is about to be farmed out of the team. Why? Because he was recruited, and then they don't think that he deserves to be in that team, or he can play the kind of method they play the team as we speak. Not just Holland, Manuel Ugarte is there now, and someone is already advising Manchester United to get a new defensive midfielder. Whereas Casemiro is still in that team. Bruno Fernandes is there. He has been the creative fulcrum in the team. And then someone said, let's buy Cunha, bring Cunha into the team. Whereas Mason Mount is still in the team.
And also there's the Kobe Mino also.
Kobe Mino is
having a transfer saga saying, it doesn't fit into the system, doesn't know if it's going to...
So the team is not settled. The team is not settled. And it's not just about the coach. It's not just about the players. Even at the top level, the team is not settled. So it's a problem. And when Cristiano Ronaldo came out to say, look, these are the problems Manchester United, is facing. And this is how I left the team. I made it worse than I left it. I mean, he was expecting Manchester United as a team to have evolved. But unfortunately, when he came back, he made the team worse than he left it. So, the challenge now is, will it be better if Ruben Amorim leaves the team? Because there's no way. There's no way you sack 35 players because of one coach.
Okay, so I was about coming to you saying that now because, coaches are the one getting the blame for it. Now, we're talking about yesterday saying, you said this is not the MPFL where you ship out 22 players from a squad list.
For one coach.
If it was that system, I'm sure you as a coach would say, I don't want this player. Can we ship out 6, 7 of these Manchester United players from my team? I don't want them playing in my team anymore. But it's not done like that.
Over there they respect contracts.
Yes, they respect
so you have a contract.
So you have a contract. We must respect that. And if you want me out of the team, then you must pay me all my whatever it is that we have signed on the table. But now the question is. Now, Ruben Amorim, you just made a statement saying, is it best for him to resign, or what do you think needs to be done going forward for Manchester United at this point in time? What is the best solution? Should Ruben Amorim be sacked? Should he resign? Or what do you think needs to be done going forward for Manchester United to change back and bring back the glory days of Manchester United?
At this time, I think all that will be on Ruben Amorim's head is that he's also contemplating, should I leave or should I stay? Can I turn things around?
Yes.
Can I get better results going
Remember I said they stopped earlier the season.
There is no calm in sight for Ruben Amorim as you speak, because when you look at how they play, I mean, you can't be so poor against a lowly team like Grimsby and expect to defeat a team like Chelsea in the EPL. So it's a problem. It's a disaster that is still waiting to happen, because when you look at the current situation now, you might just likely think, oh, they're going to give him maybe 5-10 games or ultimatum to turn things around. But then Manchester United is not a team like Nottingham Forest. Manchester United, even Nottingham Forest are not, they're not waiting to give the coach the chance. They're already telling him, look, you have to turn things around.
Actually, you have to turn things around quickly.
And then Manchester United is not Aston Villa. They are not. This is not a new project. Manchester United is an existing project. You only come to complement what is on ground. And then if you look at Man United for the last 6 years ago, you realize the fact that they have changed too many managers. During that same era, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came on board. Michael Carrick was there. I think Jose Mourinho was at Manchester United at the point. Most of them spent relatively maybe a year, 2 years, and they were gone. Now, if you are going to, and for the first time in Manchester United's history, let me say in the last 30 to 40 years, they are having it rough when it comes to securing a long-term manager. And why is that happening? Because, as I said earlier, the structure is shaky from the top. Nobody is willing to embark on a long-term project anymore. They want instant results. And for every team that wants instant results, be ready to hire and fire coaches. And that is exactly what the problem is now. Now, my own take from Ruben Amorim is the best thing for him to do is to walk away when he can still do it. Now, it's not a good thing for him to be fired as a coach, because that will be the last result. And that is most likely going to happen. Because Manchester United believe, see, why some teams recruit heavily when the transfer window opens. Look at what Manchester United has spent on players this season already. That is hundreds of millions of pounds or dollars, regardless of how you want to put it. Now, you can't recruit that much with the kind of players you already have in the team and still be fighting for relegation. It's not done anywhere. So the decision now lies with the management at Manchester United. Is there any coach in sight that will come on board and turn things around and turn the tide? The problem now is, do these players really want to play for Amorim? It's a question. Do they want to play for him? Are they tired of Ruben Amorim? Don't forget that it happens when players are tired of a particular coach. They protest by performance on the field of play. You just see them. Probably Konya is running here and there. Will they convert that chance they have created? No, they won't. They know how to systematically discipline the coach when on the field of play. That is the professional gimmick players actually use. And at this time, I think, even in the team, okay, let's take, for example, the last 2 games they have played, since the beginning of the new season, you realize the fact that only a handful of players, especially the newest ones, are doing so much. And the captain, which is Harry Maguire, they have been the ones so dedicated. They are no more than 6 or 7 players that have been so dedicated to the Manchester United cause. The rest, they know that if any coach comes today, they are still going to fit into the starting 11. Most likely, they will not play all the games, but at least one week in, week out, they will get, a shift in the team. So the problem is, Ruben Amorim should look into the team. Who are these players that really do not want to have anything to do with me? I think it is time to call a crisis meeting at Manchester
So are you serious
United.
now?
Yes.
Are you serious?
It is time to call a crisis
meeting.
A crisis meeting, because this is crisis. If they finished below expectation last season, around 13th or thereabout, and then start the new season on the wrong foot, then you know that they are on the wrong trajectory. And what will happen after? See, give him 10 games. I'm not sure he's going to turn things around.
But actually, if you look at Ruben Amorim this last season, he did something fantastic with the big teams. You know, Manchester City, you know, Chelsea. But the lower teams, he struggled with them.
That is why you realize the fact that it's a problem. It's a crisis within Manchester United. Most players, when they are playing against the coach and the same team, what they do is they play for pride. They will play for pride. So when they play against big teams, you see them shine. Let them play against lower teams, you see them relax. So, and that's the problem. That's my own opinion. I think some players are playing against the coach. And unfortunately, he tried to send away a few of the players, but was he able to achieve what he wanted to achieve by sending away those players that actually, you know, don't want him in the team? I don't think so. Because for a Marcus Rashford, there are 2, 3 or 4 players that are loyal to him. They are his friends. For a Jadon Sancho, there are 2, 3 players that are in his caucus. So for what's his name, about to move to Chelsea, Garnacho, there's 1 or 2 players you know who feel like, oh, he's being maltreated. So all this blame goes back to the coach. So whether you like it or not, there are some players that will play against the coach and they are still in the same team. And you don't have a choice to put them in the starting 11 because on paper they are arguably the best players you have in your team.
Amazing. Come on, if we keep talking about Manchester United on and on, I'm sure we're going to spend time on the show. I'll still have more stories, but this is a sad picture, you know, being displayed on the screen. Yes, the 4th division side, the Crispin Town eliminated Manchester United from the Carabao Cup. You know, you see more images being displayed on the screen for you, and that's to show you how far, you know, Manchester United have gone this season. You know, they went on penalty shootout, and Brian Mbeumo, yes, missed from the spot, and that gave Crispin Town the edge for the round 2. Also, before the show, we're going to give you, you know, the round 3 result. Yes, for the coming fixtures for the Carabao Cup this season. More and more stories are still popping up, right? Still displayed on the screen. Harry Maguire had to scrap, you know, from the late time to get the goal right there to get them through to the penalty shootout, which they eventually, you know, had to lose against Crispin Town on penalty shootout.